You're looking for the pulse of Tampa Bay sports. Beckles and Recher is the #1 source. The new guard, raising up the bar. Intelligent sports talk in your own backyard. Ain't no competition, ask the fans why. Beckles and Recher got it by a landslide. Don't fret, microphone check, stand by. Yo, Bucs, where they at? Who my 2 favorite guys?
Here they go,
here they go,
here they go,
here they go,
here they go, here they go,
here they go,
here they go,
here they go,
here they go,
here they go,
here they go, here they go.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the Beckles and Recher podcast. What's going on, everybody? For Ian Beckles, I'm Jay Recher. We are here live at the Dignitary Cafe, 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard. Yo, come and get some kava and kratom. We're actually doing some experimentations before the show today.
Yes, we were.
I'm giving my guys some ideas today. You know, I'm rocking the Lightning sweater because they are 11-game winning streak
nice
on.
Sweater.
It's a nice sweater. You guys like it?
It's a nice sweater.
You know, today is a day, you want to shout out your friends. You want to say kind things and do kind things. You know where I got this from?
Where'd you get that?
My good friend Ian Beckles got this from me.
Man.
Back in the day.
Man.
As when I was the producer of the Ron and Ian show.
Yeah, back in the day.
Best part about it is that my ex-girlfriend at the time bought me the same thing.
Same exact one.
She looked at me and she was like, you're going to have to tell him to take it back. I was like, you're taking it back.
How about no?
And how about no, you dirty Dutch bastard?
If you'd have come up to me and said, you have to take it back, I would have said, that's funny.
You know what Ian would have said? Now you have 2.
Hey, you see this shirt? No, bought this for me? Me.
But here's the thing. It's not like, this is a black, you can just send it back. It's Stamkos. It says Recher on the back.
It does.
So it's not like, you just got a Kucherov one. You can bring it.
No.
No. It says Recher on the back.
No.
And
I knew what number to get.
Exactly. So, I mean,
Did
that's
you
why.
do a 10 too?
Yeah.
Oh, my
But
God.
she is the ex-girlfriend for a reason, and you are the current friend.
I'm the current boyfriend.
Current boyfriend. Boom, 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 boom. Shout out to... I already got a $5 super chat in here. What's up, baby?
Give monies?
That's what's up. Giving them
Where does that money go?
Into my account. I'm going to pay you off at the end of the month.
Once again, I don't.
I'll pay you off at the end of the month.
Give my money, dog.
I got money, dog.
Money's
I think we're
low.
up to like $18.
Really?
Yeah.
Money's low, dog.
No, we had 13, I think, last week. 5 here. Support the chat. Support the chat.
I love it.
A lot of things to get into on the program today. Of course, we'll talk a lot of Buccaneers. We'll talk about the Liam Coen Jacksonville reporter thing because we talked about it on my show on Monday a little bit. We'll expound on it here. But some breaking news. Dante Moore just said he's going back to school. So the Oregon quarterback that we thought, hey, he's probably going to be the number 2 overall pick. Like a lot of Jets fans were thinking, hey, he's probably going to be the second quarterback off the board after Fernando Mendoza. But I think this is the right call. He hasn't played that many games in college, Beck. And you look at the difference between those 2 quarterbacks. And you've always told me, Jay, you can't really predict future greatness in the NFL based on college, but I mean, you saw the difference between those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Mendoza looked ready. Dante looks like he could use an opportunity to go back to school. I think this is the right move for him.
Yeah, the quarterback and their future is one of the hardest things to predict. That is for sure. But another thing I also say is you can't learn in the NFL. That's not the place to learn. Okay, you have to learn before you get to the NFL, okay? And you got to kind of hone it up once you get to the NFL. He clearly didn't look like he was ready, okay? So, and here, it's a business, okay? So, if you're going to be the second quarterback picked, you might as well put yourself out there. Then you're going to be picked on a bad football team.
Yeah.
And you're going to be evaluated thusly. Or you can go back to college, probably make his $4 or $5 million he's going to make probably, and that's the difference now. If you go back 10 years, get out. And go get your money because you can blow your knee out. But you can make $4 or $5 million, go back to college, learn the game one more year, get that much more knowledge, and come back, and then you will hopefully be ready, okay? It's a business, I understand that, but your ultimate success, you got to get that money, but you don't want to jump into something too early, fail, and then play 3-4 years instead of getting there on time and playing hopefully 12, 15 years.
Yeah, and you think about it, it's like, all right, you make your $4 million now. You go out early, you get that first check. You'll get around 50. I don't have the exact numbers. Let's say $50 million.
Yeah.
Or you do this the right way. You have that kind of career, like you're just talking about. You're talking about $200 million. You're talking about generation. Forget about getting rich. You're making
your salary won't matter.
Yeah, no, it'll be generational wealth. You're setting up your grandkids. So I think this is the right move for him. I know a lot of people are saying, well, just go get the bag now. But I think that's very short-sighted. And listen, he's a talented kid. But I think in that game in particular, you saw that he's got a long way to go, man. And he hasn't started that. It'd be one thing if he started 45 games in college. He hasn't. He's a younger guy. I think he started less than 20 games in college. If you have an opportunity to go back, listen, you're going to go back to Oregon. You're going to go back to play under Dan Lanning. You're going to, you know what I mean? So, like, you're going to probably be a top 5 team coming up. They might be the number 1 team next year.
Yep.
Why not go back there, especially now? And I think, and I think you agree with this, bro, now with the NIL money, bro, you're not risking it. Let's say he does have a knee injury and then he never plays football again. Man, if you're just a regular ham and egger and you're going off of the $5 million that you made as you'll be all right. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, listen, when you're sitting there in your college dorm room and you're watching the NFL game and you're seeing the unbelievable scrutiny and pressure that those NFL quarterbacks are under, and then you look at your situation and you're thinking, I'm going to come back next year. I'm going to be the man. Like, I'm going to be the man in the whole school. Our team is going to be good. I don't have to learn anything new. Every girl in school is going to want to sleep with me. I mean, these are all things you got to think about. And once again, if you have the NFL money to zero, you got to go get the NFL money.
Yeah.
But NFL money to $5, $6, $7, $8 million, you know, I can live on $5. I think I can live off $5 million. So to me, it's about being comfortable, and you can make $5 million and still get that insurance policy. Remember back in the day, you used to talk about insurance policies? That was for guys that made no money.
Right.
If you're making $5 million, go out and get a $50,000 insurance policy that if you get hurt and you can't play will probably give you what? A $50,000 insurance policy in 1 year will probably give you $20 million, something like that. So it's a different situation now with this NIL, and good for him that he gets to come back and enjoy himself and, you know, not be ridiculously stressed out next year.
So we watched the game last Friday night, Indiana and Oregon, and man, it could not have started any better for your Hoosiers with a pick 6 on the first play off of Dante Moore. But man, I mean, you look you look at that game, and again, we said this the other day. Man, it's not just Indiana who they played the last 3 games; it's how they played them and how they beat them. The fact that they were able to beat Ohio State, Alabama, and Oregon in that fashion. It's pretty incredible, man.
Yeah, and they're all. I always say it's about matchups. And
is it?
It is.
I don't. But
it is. But Ohio State, Oregon, and Alabama are 3 completely different teams that win completely different ways. And from what I saw, they beat Ohio State handily. And from what it looked like, Oregon and Alabama couldn't beat them.
No.
That's what it looked like, okay? No. So
if they play 10 times,
I don't know.
Not once.
I don't know
Not
if they
once.
beat them, dude. They don't make a lot of mistakes, bro. They have a template. They get out that first drive, they kind of feel things out, and a lot of times you get a field goal touchdown, and then after that they just figure things out, and then they start to flying. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm not going to the game. I thought about it for a minute. I just don't have that much money to be throwing at a freaking one football game. Could have cost me a couple $1,000 just a little football game. You know what I mean? It's a little bit steep. I'm too old for that stuff anyway.
So what are we doing?
Watch the game right here at the cafe.
It's
man.
MLK Day.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
That's okay.
And I'm off.
Yeah, are you off?
Well, no baseball that
celebrate
day.
all day?
Celebrate
Indiana Day all day.
I'm acting like a king.
Indiana Day.
So we'll be here. We should have a party, man.
It's always a party here, man.
Indiana party.
Let's do it.
Listen, if you wear any type of Miami gear, you're not welcome.
No.
You could sit in the bathroom by yourself.
So how do we pay ode or homage to Indiana? We have to listen to John Cougar Mellencamp all day?
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of anything else Indiana. I'm off the top. Basketball, John Cougar Mellencamp, and there's nothing else I can think that's Indiana.
French Lick. Let's go to Larry Bird.
I've been to French Lick.
Indiana State.
I've been to French Lick. It's different.
Yeah, different, bro. They see a lot of people like you out there?
No.
Not quite.
No. It's a little town with a monstrous hotel in the middle of it. It doesn't make sense. They said all the gangsters from Chicago used to take the train to French Lick to gamble.
Oh.
So it's like, that's a weird part of the country. Very weird.
So I think it's going to be super intriguing how Monday night you look into this situation and it's in Miami. So it's a quote-unquote home game. But I guarantee you there will be more 70%. Indiana fans.
70%.
70% Indiana.
70%. Yeah, for sure. That's just, everybody knows that. Miami doesn't travel. And they don't really represent.
Nah, they're fair weather as it goes.
That thing. Yes. And listen, it's a private school and all that kind of things. A lot of, excuses. But Indiana been waiting, dog. Indiana been waiting since when? Ever? People been waiting since ever for one of these damn games. Yeah, it's going to be 60-70% Indiana in those stands.
So your confidence level going into that game is what? It's higher than it's higher than you would like to admit it.
Yes. My confidence level, because a lot of people are going, man, these guys are good. You know, Jay, I've been watching since day
2
one.
years? We watched them 2 years.
Every game they played last 2 years I've watched, okay? Almost all the snaps. And if they lose, I'll be shocked. That's all. That's all. I mean, I wish I could say, well, if this and that, but you know what's scary? To not be scared.
Yes.
That's the scariest thing in the world, because when I played back in the day, I never went into a game not scared. I'm going to make myself scared in one way or another. And I don't think I'm scared. I don't, because even if they start slow, they always start slow. And then they always trounce people. So we'll see. We'll see. And me and Warren are going back and forth. Warren's not talking his normal trash.
Really?
He's not talking his normal trash.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Warren's not.
Yeah, I know when Warren is confident. Warren is not. Warren is not quite as confident. He knows he knows football. He knows football. He's watching. He knows what he's talking about.
I mean, when you look at this game, though, I mean, with these teams, and I even go back to last year, the college football playoff. You knew Indiana was no match at that time for Notre Dame.
They weren't.
It was a terrible matchup.
It was a bad matchup, and Indiana wasn't nearly as good.
It wasn't this Indiana.
They weren't. No. They weren't as good at quarterback. They weren't as mature. The pass rush wasn't as good. They just weren't as good. Hey, you know who has maybe the best offensive line in NCAA? It might be Indiana. Their offensive line may be the best. It might be.
How crazy is that?
And we watch so much football, and we love to give love to all these quarterbacks. Okay, did you watch the Steelers and the Texans? Did you see that offensive line? Jesus criminy. Give me that. You could have your quarterback and all these fancy dudes. Give me a quarterback and that offensive line and just bullying cats. In the trenches, baby.
In the trenches.
In the trenches.
I mean, you look at this game, too, any other time, Miami would be the storyline. Playing at home, Mario Cristobal is Miami back. They're the 10th seed, right? I mean,
so many years been waiting.
And Miami's a good team, man.
Yes, they
Malachi Tony is an incredible playmaker. And Carson Beck, I have all the respect for in the world. I know a lot of people think he's overrated. I don't give a shit if you think he's overrated or not. You know what he is? He's the guy that's got his team in the national championship quarterback.
You got to give him respect. The guy been in college for 12 years. He was in the league. He was in college when I was there. He's old, dog. He is old, man. He
played with Mario Cristobal.
He had 4 medical red shirts, 3 COVID red shirts.
A partridge in a pear tree.
Seriously, dude. Transfers.
It's kind of. Did you hear the news thing yesterday? That they're trying to change the rule of a red shirt from 4 games to 9 games.
What?
How does it even make any sense?
So you can play 9 games and still get a red shirt?
Yeah.
Well, that's just stupid. Then everybody's going to play 6 years. Why wouldn't you? Well, this doesn't make sense. Come on. What? Sometimes they change rules, and I go, who is advising this? Who thinks that's a good idea?
They're not going to change until somebody comes in and changes it, because this is the Wild Wild West.
It's too much money for anybody to change anything. What has been changed in the last 50 years? Nothing. Too much money. Anything involved with lots of money doesn't get changed.
But for this, like Trinidad Chambliss, the kid that played his ass off for Ole Miss, right? He's trying to get a 6th year, and they're saying no. And I'm like, all he's got to do is sue. All you got to do is sue the NCAA.
And then just go back.
And then go, well, why is there a limit on how much money I'm not an amateur anymore.
Correct.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
Why can't I just go back and play?
Just go back, and while it's pending, just play.
Bro, why wouldn't you stay in school for 8 years, 10 years? Like if you were a Tim Tebow type, I would just be there. 34-year-old Tim Tebow. Why not?
Why not, dog?
Imagine doing that, playing college football and just making 4, 4, 4, 4, and just
you have to kick me out.
Think about that.
I'll be 55 years old talking about it. Are you still
he
here,
starts
dog?
looking around. He goes, "I'll block for Fernando Mendoza."
I'll try.
I mean, but the team, to be honest with it, I'm objective, or I try to be objective. I want them to win for you. But, man, there's just certain teams that – and you and I were talking about Joe Burrow and LSU and how good that team was.
That team was really good.
That team was ridiculous. Yeah. Over 60 touchdown passes. He had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Get real. The way Indiana beats teams – and you brought up a really good point the other night when we watched the game before it started. They figure it out. Quickly. If they don't figure it out in the beginning, they figure it out. And that's, when we kind of transition into talking some Buccaneers here. The one thing I hated about the Buccaneers this year, and coming from a coaching standpoint, me as a coach, and obviously not at the same level, is the lack of adjustments as the game went on. It just seemed like the same things. They were doing the same things. It wasn't like, oh, they figured it out. Like, oh, wow, they were, they threw the ball to the running back more. Or, oh, wow, they stopped this on defense. And those adjustments in a game that are made by players and coaches, I think that's what sets you apart from everybody else. I mean, that's the thing, because everybody scripts their first, 15, 20 plays. Mm-hmm. But when it gets to the middle of the game, when it gets to the fourth quarter, when it gets to nut cutting time, who really steps up and uses the knowledge that they have to put their team in a position to win? And I don't know if anybody does that in college or the pros better than Curt Cignetti in Indiana right now.
Well, I've talked about this quite a few times, and success is a son of a bitch. Success just makes you look brilliant, okay? All these play calls out there that are being made, the success that's being made, a lot of it has to do with the coaching and the play calls. A lot of it has to do with the players as well, okay? So for me, it's about this. It's about the scheme, sure. And there's 32 teams out there. 16 teams lose every week. 16 cities are talking about not making adjustments. Boy, it's hard to make an adjustment on defense when you can't rush the passer. And you're not, your one-on-one coverage is not great, okay? It's easy to make adjustments when your offensive line is dominating. It's easy to make adjustments when you're rushing a passer and you're getting to the quarterback. It's easy to make adjustments when your linebackers could cover. It's easy to make adjustments when your DBs are making the right adjustments. We're talking about Indiana. We talk about Tampa Bay. What did I say that Tampa Bay did this year?
Yeah.
So
not much.
So what adjustments did you? Okay, and this is what drives me nuts, and I'm going to be serious about this. Okay, it drives me nuts that people think that Todd Bowles can't coach. That drives me nuts. Okay, you don't go from coaching, being great at something, to being terrible at something in 2 years. It doesn't work that way. If I'm a chess master and I get beat, it's because that guy was better than me. Okay. Or my equipment wasn't that great. Todd Bowles' equipment wasn't that great this year. If you give me cover guys and rushers, Todd Bowles can call a hell of a game. As far as being a head coach, I'm not here signing off on Todd Bowles as a head coach. I'm talking about Todd Bowles as a play caller. And I'm hearing people telling me that he's not a good play caller, and I'm telling you, you're wrong. Because if you give me good football players, Todd Bowles is a good play caller.
But isn't there kind of a gap of you should see more? Like, I get that, right? So then you may not be able to operate your defense in a way like we saw in the Super Bowl in 2020 when, they were able to shut down Patrick Mahomes. So you had the full complement. But shouldn't you see more, though, right? Isn't it a sliding scale? And I'm with you. I don't think he just forgot how to coach.
He did.
But I also think there is some truth to maybe would want to see a little bit more from the guys that he did have, because it wasn't like the cupboard is all bare. I mean, 4 of the guys that were in the freaking Super Bowl were actually in that lineup, right? So, yes, the talent may not have been as prevalent or as good or as top tier, but shouldn't you see is there anything that you can take away from Todd Bowles and the lack of what he did this year as an impact? You can put a lot of it on the players, and I agree with you, because Jason Light, it does not get brought up nearly enough when people discuss what went wrong with the Buccaneers this year. It's almost like he gets a pass, but Todd Bowles doesn't, which is kind of weird. Even though this team hasn't drafted a Pro Bowler in the last 5 drafts. We forget about Chris Braswell. We forget about, drafting some of these guys. And you drafted Emeka Ibuka when you had clear holes on defense. I mean, shit, people could say how well he did in the beginning of the season, but he was disappearing at the end of the season. He wasn't even in the top 3 for offensive rookie of the year. You could have drafted a wide receiver in the 4th round then. Maybe he could have done the same thing. You don't know that. So is there something that you can point to, though? Like, if you're, and I'm with you, you can't just put it all on Todd Bowles, but is there some areas where he can grow, where you can't particularly just point at not having talent and say he could have done better in this spot?
Well, the answer is succeed. Once again, I think if Todd Bowles has the players that know what the hell they're doing, his defense works. We've seen it, okay? Todd Bowles, you said we have 4 guys that are still on that defense from the previous Super Bowl, but those 4 guys are 4 years later, and they're not 4 years better. None of them. Okay.
But that's the sad part, because when you look at Antoine Winfield Jr., he was a rookie at the time.
Once again,
he should be better in year 5.
He should be better, but he's not. Okay. Vita Vea, not necessarily better. Levante David, not better. Okay, so the people we're talking about didn't have great seasons.
Jamel
Dean. Football's not rocket science at times. Okay, if you have 5 offensive linemen that have 5 good years, if you give me 5 offensive linemen that have 5 good years, I can show you an offense that played well. Period. If you show me 4 defensive linemen that grade out well, I'm gonna show you a defense that grades out well. Period. That's just the way it is. So it's not, some of it isn't rocket science, okay? Buka, okay? So we could talk about Jason Light. This is what we did with Jason Light last year, okay? You're an idiot for drafting Buka. We need something else, too. You're a genius to drafting Buka, too. You're an idiot in all one year. So which one is it? We don't know yet. This career is not over. So at the beginning of the year, you're like, oh, my God, that was genius. And in the middle of the year, you're like, man, we sure could use a defensive lineman, okay? So, it's hard to evaluate anything in the NFL because it all falls on success. And it's not always, sometimes it bounces funny. The bounce is funny. Like the Ravens, you make a kick at the end of the year,
You're in.
And does anybody want to play the Ravens? You don't know what could happen. You know what I'm saying?
John Harbaugh's probably still the coach.
There you go. So it's funny, man. It's not about being good. Sometimes it's bounces, and it's a little bit of luck in there, too.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this team, and to be fair, I was questioning the Ibuka pick even when it happened. I was one of the few guys that did. Because I still, to this day, like you don't have an inside linebacker that has played 20 games or has been in the league less than 12 years. It just didn't make much sense to me to go get a quarterback or a wide receiver in that position. But I still think there's something where we're missing a little bit, because I think it's too easy to say Todd Bowles is all responsible for this, and I think it's also too easy to say that, well, Todd Bowles is going to be better with better players. Like I still have to own. I feel like the defensive play caller has to own that a little bit more. Of if he's making adjustments, and you said, like, how do you make adjustments without a pass rush? Well, maybe it's the shell game then. Maybe if you fix this, all right, well, prevent this, and then something else opens up. It's like trying to catch holes on a canoe, right? Like, all right, we stop the water from coming in here, and then it pops up over there. We didn't see that at all. We didn't see him like, all right, well, commit to the run. All right, you're getting gashed by the run. All right, throw 9 guys into the box, and then somebody beats you over the top, right? And it's like, well, you got to do something. There was no something, right? And I know that's not a modicum of success, but I think that would assuage some of the people's concerns if they saw the shell game a little bit. If they saw, like, all right, well, Todd at least try to do this. If it didn't work because he doesn't have the players. But it just seemed like it was the same thing over and over and over again. And instead of maybe moving a guy into a different place, he's saying, I don't know what else we can do. And that's not necessarily something that you want to hear from your coach. What else can I do? Like, you get paid a hefty fee to figure it out with those players. Because at one point, and you say this too, at one point they were 6-2 with these players. So if he doesn't automatically get worse in 2 years, then it's hard to believe that just the players just shit the bed in one season.
Well, once again, growth, it's so hard to grow without talent, okay? So when you start an offense or you start a defense, okay, well, you watch all football, Buccaneers football, and I'll answer the question right after you. On our defense, if you were running our defense this year, what would you have started with? There's always something you start with. Like, that's our strength. Where you start?
I would try to be stopping the run.
You can't try to do anything. You either are good at stopping the run or you're not. Okay?
Yeah, you have to stop the run.
Well, but we weren't good at it. So, okay, so give me another one. We weren't good at it.
We know it ain't rushing the passer.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so once again, in order to build something, you have to start somewhere.
Right.
So if you have a great pass rushers, then your defense is get it into second and long, okay? If you have great run stoppers, okay, just don't let them run and make them throw the ball, because it's hard to throw the ball in the NFL. We didn't have anything. Offensively, we weren't consistent running the ball. We weren't consistent breaking coming out the back of the defense. We weren't really consistent anywhere, to be honest with you. So, to me, I mean, it's hard to be consistent when everything is inconsistent, including the injuries and the positions and the people in different spots and people getting accustomed to other people. It wasn't a good year for growth for the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers didn't grow at all this year.
Buccaneers actually 5th best at stopping the run yardage-wise, but
that comes back. They used to be like the best.
But 6th worst in pass defense.
Because nobody wanted to run it because they just threw the
They
ball
didn't
and
have
they just
to.
gouged us. Some guys were
That's why it's more than
open.
just the numbers, yeah.
Exactly.
So there's nothing to really do. So when you look at this team, speaking of running, what are your thoughts on Bucky Irving as RB1 going into next year? Because the reason why I asked that is Rashad White he was on the Loose Cannons podcast yesterday and talking about a bunch of issues with the Buccaneers and all these different things in the future of Todd Bowles. And, it's ironic because that's the first time I heard Rashad White speak pretty much all year long. Because Rashad White...
You don't say much.
No, he runs out of the... He runs off the... Really? He's the first person off the field, and he runs out of the locker room so he doesn't have to talk to anybody. And this is a guy that last year, before the season start, was volunteering to come into WDAE. So it's just the curious case of Rashad White. And then who started following him this year is towards the middle and the back half of the season was Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving didn't really speak to the media at the end of this year either.
Really?
Yeah. So it's Bucky. I had concerns going into this year, and I was not quick on, hey, let's get rid of Rashad White because Bucky had 3 different injuries in year 1. Then this year he missed a chunk of time with 2 different injuries, and he missed a game at the end of his recovery because mentally he couldn't handle the aspect of him getting injured. That's the words from the Bucs. That's not the words from us. So going into next year, what do you, when you hear that? All right, we'll start there.
I don't understand what you said. Like, I don't understand what that means.
That's what Bull said. He had trouble dealing with the fact that he was injured.
I don't think I understand what that means. He didn't play. He was healthy. He didn't play because he didn't want to be injured or didn't want to get injured again.
I have no.
I mean, well, your question is my confidence in Bucky Irving. I mean, it would have been all right until you just gave me that statement right there. Like, I don't even know what that means. And the unfortunate part is Bucky's playing a position that nobody's ever healthy. There's just not many of them anymore. And you just have to go into the year with 3 running backs. That's just the way it goes. Mm-hmm. If you think you're going to go into the year with Bucky Irving as your running back and think that he's going to tote it from week 1 to 17, you're out of your damn mind. It's not happening. And I'll bet my house right now Bucky's going to have 2 injuries next year that are going to make him miss time. That's part of it. It's the way you run, okay? Bucky runs. He doesn't get away. He doesn't run away from contact. He's little. He's going to get licks, okay? So I like Bucky as a running back, but I just don't get excited over running backs. I just don't do it. I get excited over offensive line. And Bucky, to me, is a guy with spark in his feet. I don't even think Bucky's a great running back. I just think he's an electric athlete. Because sometimes I see him out there, he misses holes. Sometimes he does some things I'd rather Rashad out there than Bucky at times.
Bucky Irving, and this is the kind of thing, being away from the team was stressful during his rehab, and it took a toll on Irving, who doesn't have much of a support system outside of his Bucs teammates and members of the organization which rallied around him. He had difficulties dealing with being injured for the first time in his career. It's tough, man, especially your first time being hurt. When I step out onto the field, like I always say, I don't take this time for granted. I love what I do. I love my teammates. When I go out there, I show them that each and every time I get the ball, I'm trying to make plays and make things happen for this organization. When God takes something away from you, he's telling you to get closer to him and lean on him. Being down and having something taken away from you, having everything was all right because I had the right people around me. But it just seemed like it took a toll on him. I mean, it took a toll on him as much that it became a story. And again, this is not one of those things where the media was like, the Buccaneers brought this upon themselves. Like, they brought it up, the mental hurdle that he had to overcome.
It sounds like they almost made it a mental health thing.
Yeah,
other than just an injury thing.
Yeah, it is.
Almost like your boy Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that, seriously.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be talking about the way you're dealing with an injury. That shouldn't be discussed. Either you're healthy or you're injured. There shouldn't be anything in between. So I don't even know what we're talking about, to be honest with you. This is all new to me. I don't,
Well, I'm telling you, but I'm saying, so what does that get? So that, on top of the physical, that 2 years he's been in the league, he's been hurt. The Buccaneers got to get another running back. Rashad's gone.
You got to get 2 more running backs. You got to get 2 more running backs. Seriously. Because, I mean, if Rashad leaves,
He's gone.
That's 1.5 running backs leaving.
Yeah.
Okay? Because Bucky can't do a lot that Rashad can do. There's a lot Bucky can't do, unfortunately. And Tucker, I haven't figured out Tucker yet.
The Bucs haven't either.
Clearly. Something about Tucker they don't like. And when I see him run, I see some good things, I see some bad. He don't never take it up inside. He loves to bounce every single play, drives me nuts. But I wonder sometimes, because he's effective, why don't they give him the ball more? There's something about Tucker they don't like. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and they put him in at the end of the game, too. Like, they were putting him in at the goal line.
And he got fresh legs, I guess.
So, obviously, the big thing, one of the big news stories that are in the last 24, 48 hours is Mike Tomlin. His time is up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And people are wondering, and the Pittsburgh Steelers still retain his rights for another year. But, a lot of people look at him and say, all right, he's destined for TV for a season before he gets back into coaching. I'm not surprised with that. But people are wondering whether or not Mike Tomlin would be a good fit here if it doesn't work out with with Todd Bowles, because Todd's getting 2026. People need to stop saying fire Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
They're not firing him. They made him fire everybody else, and now they're trying to hire an offensive coordinator and special teams coach. They're not firing Todd Bowles, whether you like it or not, so get over it. But in 2027, would you be open to the Buccaneers having Mike Tomlin as their head coach?
Yeah. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great situation. I know a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and a lot of them were asking for Mike Tomlin to be fired. I look at them and I go, shame on you. That's all. Shame on you. That you want that guy. It'd be like a Cowboy fan back in the day wanting, Landry to be fired. Okay, it's disrespectful to your whole organization.
Why did he leave?
I think why I think he left?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he thought he was being disrespected. After a while, when you're like, damn, I've done a lot for this place for everybody to be asking me to get the hell out of here. After a while, that would get old, okay? And after a while, I want to step down before they fire me.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, I'm not going to let you guys fire me. I'm going to step down. So I'm in the driver's seat. So he's still in the driver's seat, and anytime he wants to come out and do whatever the hell he wants, he could do it. He might wait this year, wait till next year, wait till the ideal one comes out. He's not too old, so, he's in a good situation.
Why do you think that fans wanted him out?
People get tired of people. Especially in this day and age where people can't look at anything for 5 minutes.
But it's about success, like you said.
But is that success 8-9, 9-8 every year? I don't think anybody thinks that's success anymore. Everybody wants to win a Super Bowl every year. Every year they want to.
Steelers fans just want to win a playoff game.
I know, but you got, if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, you're looking at a Steelers fan like, what the hell are you bitching about? Okay, so
yeah, but you're not. You don't have that perspective because you don't care.
But
Steelers
fans have a different perspective.
As a Giants fan growing up, I don't give a shit. I'm not comparing myself to the Jets. I don't care about the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I care about my team. If they're the worst team in the league, yeah, that might make you feel good, but it doesn't make you feel better about my team. Like when people talk about comparative, like Bucs fans, I've been a fan since '76, man. We were a winless team. Yeah, that's great, but your perspective changes, right? Because all right, you only win one game next year, and it's like, well, shit, we used to be support a team that had 0 wins. One's not that bad. You're not going to say that. Your perspective changes over time, and I think people got sick of Mike Tomlin because even though he was a respected man and he has a championship on his resume, back 2017. 2017, I think that was your first trip at iHeart. That's when the last time they won a playoff game. Baker Mayfield has won a playoff game with the Cleveland Browns in more recent time than Mike Tomlin has won one with the Steelers. That should tell you something. This is a results-oriented business at the end of the day. And you could have a winning record, and it's great. And I think he's going to be a great coach again at the next spot. But at that time in Pittsburgh, I think sometimes it's just better to kind of go your separate ways and realize that we keep trying to hammer out this and make this work. We keep trying to fit these puzzle pieces into the puzzle, and I think sometimes it's just better that you go off and go on your separate ways.
I think you can have respect for him.
The ultimate respect.
Love for him, and still want him to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh should be fine. Pittsburgh's had 3 coaches in, 90 years?
There's nothing like it.
Nothing's like Pittsburgh. Nobody's more loyal than the Pittsburgh Steelers in all of sports.
But that's another reason why, Beck, when we have this conversation about Mike Tomlin, for a team that is the complete opposite of everything we see in sports.
Yeah, it's true.
For them to be like, time to go.
Yep.
That should tell you something, and it's not personal.
Well,
and
they didn't
it doesn't
say
mean
he did it.
Huh?
He did it.
Yeah, but I mean,
he did it. We don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea if Pittsburgh approached him. But if Pittsburgh did approach him, I'm sure they said, "Listen, in all due respect, we're going to let you do this the way you want to do it."
Right.
Okay. So, and that's probably that could have been it, or he must have said, "I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not walking around dead man walking. I know how good I am. I'm going to sit back and watch for a little bit and see what happens."
Is the head coach position desirable in Pittsburgh?
Yes, but it's got to be a big name. I don't know if a small name can go to Pittsburgh.
No.
I don't even think it's possible. That being said, Tomlin wasn't a big name.
No.
But whoever goes to Pittsburgh, they're expecting him to be there for a minute.
Right.
I mean, you're not supposed to be like, it's not 2 years and out in Pittsburgh. They want to bring somebody in there that's probably a younger person that's going to be there and just marinate with them and become part of that organization.
I think it's going to be a guy that's like, it's not going to be older, but I also don't think it's going to be young, like super, super young. I think it's going to be a guy in his mid to late 30s, early 40s that has been around the league, that has been well vetted, that's been to a couple different spots, that is respected, like, man. You know what I mean? They're not going to go like, I think of like a Lane Kiffin. Like they're not going that route. You know what I mean? They're going to go after a guy that's been vetted, a guy that's been respected. Like, think about where Mike Tomlin was at before then. You know what I mean? Like, imagine the conversation that the Steelers had before they went to go get Tomlin. They talked to Tony Dungy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's going to happen for this next guy, whoever it is. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see who they go with next because, like you said, when you hire a guy like that, in other spots, you're like, all right, they'll hire a guy, maybe he'll be there for 2 years. You're almost anticipating that whoever they hire next is going to be there for the next 2 decades.
No doubt. No doubt about it, especially in Pittsburgh. If you get hired in Cleveland, you may get 2 months, 3 months maybe. You go to Pittsburgh, you're there for 2 decades, Playboy.
It's the most unique coaching job in all of sports.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the ownership.
Yeah.
The ownership has
Everything
a lot to do with it. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that even the most common NFL fans can tell you Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin.
Yep.
Right?
And Rooney.
Yeah.
And Rooney,
but
too.
I'm just saying, like, those names are the
Sure,
only 3.
absolutely. Yeah.
All right, before we wrap things up today, let's finish talking about the Liam Coen, Jacksonville reporter situation. You and I spoke about this on my podcast on Monday. For those of you just kind of getting with the program here, after the Jacksonville Jaguars got knocked out of the playoffs by the Buffalo Bills, a local reporter in Jacksonville told Liam Coen to keep his head up and that she's very proud of him. And it's caused a shitstorm, really, throughout sports media. It really has.
But
man.
in what way, though?
Crazy,
like
man.
how does it?
It's been crazy, bro.
Negatively?
Yeah.
How?
On both sides.
What did somebody say negatively?
Ask me.
Okay, so I don't listen to a lot of sports radio, to be honest.
I don't
with
listen.
you.
It's not radio. It's social media.
Okay, so I saw what happened, okay? And I looked at it and I go, and I smiled. And I go, what a sweet black lady trying to make that poor man feeling good in his lowest time of his...
You know what I thought of?
What?
I've been in that position. I've been in that exact position
Sure.
where I did something good, and one of my best friends, Brunt, his mom says, Jason Recher, look at that haircut. You looking good, child. Right? And I said, thank you, man. Yes, and you know what I mean? You get the sheep. I've been in that position.
Yeah, sure.
My first thought was, I've been there.
Yeah.
Not, I've been in the media for 12 months. That's inappropriate. That's unprofessional.
I don't, but people are saying that.
Yeah.
They're saying that was unprofessional.
Yes.
The human part? What part? What part?
All right, let me explain.
Okay, please.
Okay, let me explain. So I made the video, and even then, like, I made the video of my thoughts on the whole thing, and I put it on social media. And when people, they don't watch the video, because what I started out by saying was it the right time and place to be able to do that? And my answer was, according to what we do, and according to what the quote-unquote guidelines are for the media, probably not, right? It's probably not the right time to do that, right?
I disagree.
So, no, I'm saying based on what everybody says.
Okay.
I'm not saying my opinion.
Okay.
Because my thing is that we're focused so much more on being professional than being kind. And that's kind of sad.
Or human.
It's kind of sad.
Or human.
It's sad, right? But I wanted to parlay the perspective that a lot of people don't know. Like, why is it unprofessional? Because what it is like, people hate on it. People think it's no big deal. And then we don't have a conversation about both, right? Why? Why do these people say it's unprofessional? Why is it maybe not a big deal, but why does it matter? First off, time crunch. When you're in those post-game press conferences, that time is very valuable, right? There's not that many people that ask questions, and when you do ask questions, you get in, you get out, because the story's not about you, it's about the players. So you ask your question, they answer, and then you move on, especially in a situation where they're at right there. And I know this because I've been there. You want to ask questions to Todd Bowles. You want to get your questions into Baker Mayfield. And then you want to get quickly into the Buccaneers locker room because it's the final game of the season. And you want to hear from Mike. You want to hear from Chris. You want to hear from everybody else. So if anybody else is kind of filling it with anything else than questions that you're not just answering for you, the person asking the question. You're asking questions so everybody can get that answer, right? The other side of it, which I think the media maybe has a more of an issue with that I think the fans don't understand, is that you are supposed to, in that avenue, in that sports media, it's different maybe for radio probably more than anything because you're a voice of the fan, but you're supposed to be unbiased, right? You're supposed to not be overly supportive of the teams. And we've seen that before, right? Because the big concern is that if you're overly supportive of the team, then people think that you can't give an unbiased opinion on what is going down. On the other side of the coin, if you're so nice to somebody and then somebody has a bad season and you don't feel comfortable asking them the tough questions, like we saw in Todd Bowles' press conference, then people would say, well, maybe you shouldn't be so overtly supportive of the team. So people will look at this lady and say, A, maybe it wasn't too professional because it took time away from everybody else trying to do their job, right? And B, right? And B, because it shows that you're being overly supportive and almost waving the fan flag when you really should be objective, so you can give your opinion properly without any bias, right? And my issue is that not enough people explain to you what I just explained. And it's sad because at the end of the day, with that being said, and again, I post this video on TikTok and people are like, oh, well, there's no room for kindness in the world. You're what's wrong with everybody. I'm like, bro, you're not listening to what I said. I'm telling you I'm telling you that it's quote unquote unprofessional because these are the rules and these are the guidelines that I've learned through 12 years of being in this business. But if you keep listening, I keep saying it's really sad that we're so much more focused on being professional than being kind in this world. Because I told you my initial reaction. It wasn't, wow, this is unprofessional. I was like, wow, that was really kind. That was really sweet. And when you go across the pond in England, the first thing that they say is congratulations, or they say something to the coach before they ask the question. We don't do that over here. And listen, Joel Embiid answered a phone call from his mom during a press conference. Steph Curry brings his kids up there. Is that professional? No, probably not, according to press conferences. But who gives a shit? Like, this is the thing. People hate stuffy press conferences. People hate the same old answers. Like, there's a little bit of humanity that this lady showed, and people have a problem with it. That's my issue, is that people can't be objective and talk about the situation and go like, hey, this is maybe why it ruffles the feathers of the old guard, but this is the reason why it wasn't a big deal. And this is the reason why we probably should be a little bit more open-minded to that interaction between the media and players and coaches.
Yeah, listen, there's unwritten rules, supposedly, in a lot of different occupations. I don't follow them. I really don't. Like, I don't care.
But to be fair, you've never been into a press conference like that as a member of the media.
No, not in that situation. But there's other situations where people say that's not what we're doing. I'm just like, I don't care. That's just I'm just being me because I'm just being human. Okay, to me that young lady was just being human.
Right, she was.
She was not being a robot. Like everybody else in the press conference has to be, hey, this is Ian Beckles from the United Press, and I like that. No, F that, okay? She was being human. And you know what's going to happen the next time Liam Coen sees her? He's going to be human back.
Yep.
He's going to look at her, look at that. There's that. And he might give her a hug. So, see, I'm about that, man.
I like that. I like that's where the focus is.
Seriously.
I think, too, it's as much as, because I got to defend, what I do, right? Because that's part of who I am. A lot of people, when they say it's not a big deal and this conversation, you have to understand, I'm not a professional football player. I'm not an ex-professional football player. Me having that credential and me having that, the ability to be in those press conferences, that pays my bills.
Sure.
Right? So if I say something or I do something that jeopardizes that in any way, it's not up to me. It's not a back and forth. The Buccaneers can just go boom, and then my entire career changes. Right? So when you go into those rooms, right, it is buttoned up like that. It isn't loosey-goosey. It's different when it's a beat when you're with the Lightning, right? And it's a Tuesday night game after Calgary, and it's four of us, and we're like, Coop, you maniac. But this is a postseason game, right? There's more national media attention in there. It's a different feel. So that's why a lot of people kind of were in
You
that.
think she was wrong for doing that? You could be out of place and not be wrong. Do you think she was wrong?
No, that's why I agree with you.
Okay.
That's why I say I don't think
Okay.
it was wrong because it was genuine.
Okay.
Right? And some people could say, well, the story's not about her, it's about you. And that's why I started the video the way I did. This was a lady that was speaking almost as a member of the Jacksonville community, not as a reporter.
Yeah.
You listen to what she said, and I'm listening to a lady going, thank you for what you did for our city.
Yes.
Thank you for making people proud of Jacksonville. That's not one of those storied franchises. That's not one of those places where people are like, wow, Jacksonville, what an incredible history. This year, it was one of the best stories, if not the best story in the National Football League. And Liam Coen played as much of a part of it than anybody. So to me, it was a sign of gratuity. It was a sign of gratefulness that she had. And it bothers me that there's just so many things about this that bothers me. And the least thing that bothered me is what she said. It's all about the discourse of why we can't have a civil conversation after it. The backside of it is like, why can't people just be like, hey, this is a one-off thing? I said this in my video. It's not like everybody's going to become Dr. Phil in every single press conference and be like, it's okay, Coop. It's okay, Todd. This isn't opening the door up for like people to be inappropriate. You know what I mean? This was an isolated incident of genuine feeling and care and emotion. And the fact that people are so stuffy with their professionalism that they couldn't realize that, I mean, I
just
get
think
it,
it's
man.
sad that this is a story.
It is,
I
but
think
it is.
It is a
But
story.
it's
I understand it's a
important.
story,
It's
but
important to talk about it though, Beck, because I think this is a. I know the reason why you say it, because how big of a deal really is this?
It's
right?
not.
It's not.
It's not.
But the fact that we do talk about this, and the reason why we need to talk about something like this, is because you have two sets of people on the opposite ends of the spectrum. People that think this is not a big deal at all, this is such a nice thing, and then other people that think it's one of the most unprofessional things they've ever seen in a press conference.
That's America.
I don't want to live there, right? I want to be in here, and I want to say, hey, you, and hey, you, meet me here and let's have a discussion. If you want to go back out there when I'm done saying what I got to say, then go live out there. You and me don't live out there.
Move out of America.
No, but I'm saying, what are you going to do? Complain about it?
Well,
Or be part of the change?
But that's America, though.
No, of course. Well, I
okay,
mean,
man,
not everybody.
90% of America lives in the middle.
But that's what I'm saying.
But we only hear 10% who's on the ends.
Right.
That's who we
Right.
hear all
But
the time.
I'd rather be one. And people talk about vocal minorities. I'd rather be one of the vocal people in the middle. You are too. You'd rather say things that may be offensive to some
See,
people.
my thing, I can't be in the middle of anything because I don't have a side. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're a Republican, okay, there's far left Republicans, there's far right Republicans, and then there's Trump Republicans and normal Republicans. I don't have a title.
Right.
So you can't shift
So you
me.
are in the middle.
I'm not in the middle of anything. I'm in the ether.
You're not even on the line.
I'm in the ether. I'm not starting. I have some very conservative. I have some very liberal. I have like so many
Views
that are so separate that I'll be damned if I let somebody put a fucking title on me.
Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm not far left or right of anything. Let me hear the situation.
Right.
Some situations I hear and I go, okay, definitely that, which will be completely Republican. And the other ones are completely Democrat. Some are right in the middle. And my thing is, in America now, what you said, I want to be in the middle. There's no middle because we'll take guns. There's people that want all the guns, and there's people that want no guns. And the answer is in the middle, but we can't talk about it. We're not able to talk about it. Because all the people want all
Not everybody.
Nobody could talk. We can't sit down and talk about it and come to the conclusion that we need to change our gun laws. That's all.
Okay, but what did we just do for the last 15 minutes about this topic? Has anybody else talked about it like this? That's why this
But we're
works.
two of the people that don't move anything. We're the sensible ones. The unsensible ones are the ones that
I'd rather be the sensible ones and have a podcast like this and to be able to talk. Ian, this is why you and I. This is why this works. This is why this works, me and you. Whatever we do, whenever we crack a mic together. You know why? Because we don't live out there. We have tough discussion. Bro, has anybody in this fucking city ever talked about the things that we talk about? Race relations, politics, sports. There's nothing off the table with us. I couldn't do that with certain co-hosts. You couldn't do that with certain co-hosts. But me and you, we could disagree vehemently on topics, and it's all love at the end of the day. right? Nobody else is having that discussion that we just had about the Jacksonville Jaguars reporter, because people are saying there's no problems with it or there's 100 problems with it. Nobody can say, well, this is where they're coming from, this is where it's coming from, and this is why we need to have conversations like that, regardless of what the topic is. So, yes, we may be that 10%. I'll live on that fucking 10% in the middle and be the fucking voice of reason.
But you see that's our country, right?
Yeah, of course. But I'm not going to, just because that's what our country is, doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying to be that guy to bring people together. You know me, man. I'm a uniter. I whether it's to a fault, I bring people together. That's my thing. Let's find common ground. Life is too short. I don't want to say fuck you because you don't believe the same thing I do, or I want to bring people together. I want to find the common grounds. There's so many things that separate us in this world, whether it's race, religion, politics, sports. I want to find those little things that we have in common that we can enjoy.
I'm okay with that.
Right?
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with this show, and I hope you guys are too. Beckles and Recher, we rocking. Ian Beckles show. My man, were you streaming that game against Chris just now? Yeah, right?
I think we were streaming it.
I did not know that. I saw the screen in the side. I wasn't sure.
I came back, baby. I came back, baby.
Some really good games. Ian Beckles show on YouTube and on Instagram as well. Make sure you follow him on all social media platforms. Follow me at JRecher. Beckles and Recher podcast live around 2:30 every Wednesday. In the trenches, even though Buccaneers season is over, Ian is still going to be rocking with that. So make sure you follow him on his YouTube channel as well. At JRecher Live, the JRecher podcast every day live at noon. And make sure you check us out at the Dignitary Cafe. 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard.
Miami,
do not wear any green. Do not wear any orange. Monday night, we'll be here at the Dignitary Cafe. Orange.
You could always wear orange.
Creamsicle orange.
Yeah.
Red and white only. Monday night, right here at the Dignitary Cafe. Somebody said we should go live. We should do a live podcast.
That would be cool.
You want to do that?
No.
I
got stuff to do, like watch and celebrate, dance.
You can
that's a special dance.
And if you missed the video that I posted of Ian and his this was the best one right here. The arms crossed.
Yeah. I like my Ric Flair.
The Ric Flair.
I didn't even know I broke into the Ric Flair.
Ian said,
God bless the Ric Flair.
He goes like
this. Yeah. Boolah.
But Warren Sapp, we got one prediction for you.
Pain. Yeah,
Monday night.
Real talk.
For Ian Beckles, I'm Jay Recher. We'll see you next week. Beckles and Recher podcast. Deuces. We're out of here. Go Indiana.
Go Indiana, baby.
Go Bolts. I've seen the Bolts in Indiana. They haven't lost since fucking December. See y'all. Oh, Chris got it.